Maybe if I could just share with you some of the things I've learned in the last 5 days. All of you here obviously are very concerned about SPI and what might develop and so on. And as some of you were at the City Council meeting on Wednesday night, one thing I think we all need to know and come together to establish is our legal right to review whatever happens at SPI. And I'll start with that question first. I've now had several meetings with our Corporation Counsel, Kristen Wilson, and she affirms strongly that the city has the legal authority to review whatever occurs here. Because of the fact that these developments are for-profit enterprises, which may eventually be taxed, the city has the right to review them as it does any other project. I think it's important for the community to support the council and the city manager and the city planner, and the Corporation Council in asserting this legal right. I'll just say bluntly, we will not have any power, any authority, even though we want a seat at the table, if we don't carry some kind of cudgel in our hand. And the cudgel has to be that we have the legal authority to review this. So it's interesting that the Corporation Council has asserted this strongly, as she did on Wednesday night at the City Council meeting. That's something I believe as well, and I think any mayor sitting down with SBI or the county or the legislature has to bring with him or her that power, which is we have the legal right to review this. I think from my point of view, the city needs to exercise, one, its authority. Because without exercising authority, we will have no power of negotiation. The county has asserted that we have no power over this. That is the county's view, that since we haven't exercised any planning commission power since 1928, that in a sense, too much time has passed for us to assert this power. Our Corporation Council says the nature of this proposal being commercial means that indeed we do have this power.
My name is Matt Cunningham. There's two legs to this story, Peter, because I want your answer on this, because there's the field house and then there's the water park.
Yeah.
The water park down at the other end has an impact to the people on Redfield too.
Mm-hmm.
They're taking additional space and parking.
Mm-hmm.
If you look on page 59 of the Playland Improvement Plan, they're calling for satellite parking out in the green space when you come into the park. So they're annexing some parking out there in order to meet their parking requirements. So the plan has changed tremendously. So not only for the field house and the fields here, the impact to the quality of the neighborhood here, the water park has to be brought into the discussion
let
too.
me speak directly to the field house, and as far as the water park, no, I haven't made up my mind. As to the field house, I'm unalterably opposed to it, all right? The only way this is not going to happen is by the city asserting its legal right that it must go through the land use boards and commissions.
That building is nearly 30 feet high there, not 35, so it's going to oversee it. Yeah. My friend here will tell you that he's put in a powerboat with a motor across this parking lot in 54 in the floods, 2 feet. So with due respect to these people, a lot of them may be so young, they weren't around here to understand what's happened.
Looking Rob in the face and saying, you're not going to do this.
The field house.
The field house.
On a 10-foot mount.
You know, without a club in your hand is a waste of time.
The residents of Rye is
the
your club.
The residents of Rye are, the residents of Rye are a tiny percentage of Westchester. Without asserting legal authority, this is just going to be one of those I hear you conversations.
Okay.
This legal authority issue is crucial. I can just tell you, I've negotiated with governors. That's how it works. They respect you when they feel that you've got some authority or power behind you. They don't respect you if they think it's just words. I will stand up to Rob Astorino, but I want your support in this sense, that you believe that we have planning authority over this. It's that authority that's crucial. I mean, I've met Rob Astorino a number of times. He's a politician like any other politician does.
Is there any legal objective opinion on whether we, Rye, do have authority over this or not?
Your Corporation Counsel, Kristen Wilson, spoke in a public meeting and said she believes that we have the authority and that the odds are better than 50-50 we will win a lawsuit.
That's not true.
Do we have this authority or do we not?
Can't go by
have
I
to sue
believe.
to
You don't
find
get
out.
anywhere unless you assert it. Listen, you've got to start by believing. I mean this. I'm not going to sit across from Rob Astorino and have a doubt in my mind as to whether or not we have this authority. I believe we have this authority, and that will infuse my discussion with him. If you go in,
don't you need to have a judge tell you got the
Yeah, you
authority
don't.
since they say you don't have the
you
authority?
start out by asserting this authority. That's how it works. Now, fortunately for you all as residents, the city assessor, Noreen Whitty, is rather aggressive in asserting rights, as these are called. So I'm pretty sure that she will assert our taxable rights as relates to this property. But that's how it turns.
But did you vote against the
property,
lawsuit?
so how
So
can we override that?
Sorry?
It's Westchester County property. So how can the,
What happens
the city
is
of Rye
the
do
county will sue the city once the city assessors asserts those rights.
But didn't you vote in favor of discontinuing
and then
the
it'll
lawsuit
be
about
more
the
money
tiki
for
bar?
the taxpayers to pay out in years and years in
Right.
litigation, similar
So
to
no,
the Osborne,
Yes.
which was 12 years in litigation.
Playland isn't
And
making money now. It's not going to make money when.
So the
when they
answer
do all
is
this work.
also the council has to wage whether or not you're going to win these lawsuits, obviously. And case law and the facts decide one direction or another. As it stands right now, your corporation counsel believes that we will win a lawsuit related to these properties. All right?
tied up.